morning students. In the last lecture we are discussing with conversion of galvanometer into ammeter. Okay, in this lecture we start from conversion of galvanometer into voltmeter. Okay, now we convert galvanometer into voltmeter. For this, a galvanometer can be converted into voltmeter by connecting a high resistance. By connecting a high resistance in series to the galvanometer. Always remember this. For converting galvanometer into voltmeter, connect a high resistance in series to the galvanometer. Okay, this is represented by this diagram. This is galvanometer with internal resistance Rg, and a high resistance R is connected in series to the galvanometer. This complete dotted box is voltmeter through which current Ig is flowing. Okay, now the potential difference between the ends of voltmeter is the sum of potential difference across galvanometer and potential difference across resistance R. So V is equal to Ig Rg. This is the potential across galvanometer plus IgR. This is the potential across resistance R. As Ig is common, so V is equal to Ig Rg plus R. Okay, now Ig goes to denominator, then V upon Ig is equal to Rg plus R, then we get R is equal to V upon Ig minus Rg. This is the required value of high resistance to convert a galvanometer into voltmeter of range 0 to V. 0 to V volt. This is the required value of high resistance to connect in series. Okay, now the effective resistance of voltmeter. As we know that Rg and R in series, so effective resistance is Rg plus R. Okay, but as we know that R is much larger than Rg because R is very high resistance. So R is much larger than Rg, we get R effective is equal to R. In this case, we neglect Rg. Okay, so voltmeter, as R effective is equal to R and R is high resistance. So voltmeter is a high resistance device. Voltmeter is a high resistance device. Okay, it always connected in parallel to the circuit. When we convert a galvanometer into voltmeter, connect the resistance in series, but the voltmeter, remember this, but the voltmeter is connected in parallel, okay, to the circuit because it is a high resistance device and it can affect the current flowing through the circuit. So for the sake of current, we connect the voltmeter in parallel. Okay, the resistance of an ideal voltmeter is infinite. It means the current through ideal voltmeter is 0. Okay, now something for you. Resistance of voltmeter is greater than resistance of galvanometer because we connect a resistance R in series, and in case of series the total resistance is greater than the individual resistance. So resistance of voltmeter is greater than resistance of galvanometer. Now resistance of galvanometer is greater than resistance of ammeter because in case of ammeter we connect the resistance in parallel, and in case of parallel the total resistance is less than the individual resistances. Okay. Now two topics, current sensitivity and voltage sensitivity are there. With this, the chapter 4 completes. After this, we solve some numericals, okay, of NCERT. Okay, so current sensitivity. What is current sensitivity? It is defined as the deflection per unit current. Deflection per unit current is called current sensitivity. It means current sensitivity is equal to deflection upon current. As we know that phi is equal to NIAB upon K, and I is there. Now I is cancelled out, then we get current sensitivity NAB upon K. Current sensitivity CS, current sensitivity is equal to NAB upon K. Equation number 1. Okay. So current sensitivity can be increased by increasing the number of turns, by increasing the area of coil, by increasing the magnetic field, and also by decreasing the restoring torque per unit twist. Okay, that is K. Voltage sensitivity. As current sensitivity is the deflection per unit current. Similarly, voltage sensitivity is deflection per unit voltage. Deflection per unit voltage is called voltage sensitivity. That is, voltage sensitivity is equal to deflection upon voltage. So voltage sensitivity, the value of deflection phi is NIAB upon K into V. Since V is equal to IR from Ohm's law, we have V is equal to IR in Ohm's law. So put the value of V, we get voltage sensitivity NIAB upon K into IR. I is cancelled out, so we get voltage sensitivity is equal to NAB upon KR. In voltage sensitivity, we have one extra component, one extra variable R as compared to current sensitivity. Okay. So, from equation 1 and 2, it is not necessary, always remember this, it is not necessary that if we increase current sensitivity, means these factors, if we increase current sensitivity, voltage sensitivity also increases because one more factor is there. Okay? But what? This is because when we increase number of turns, if we increase number of turns in both, then by this formula and this formula, current sensitivity and voltage sensitivity increases. But as we increase the number of turns, the resistance of windings also increases because resistance is directly proportional to length. So increase in number of turns and increase in resistance can negotiate the effect of increasing voltage sensitivity. That's why when current sensitivity increases, voltage sensitivity is not increases. Sometimes it can happen, but all the times it cannot happen. Okay? With this, we complete chapter number 4. In question number 1, a circular coil is given to you with 100 turns, radius 8 centimeters. So we convert it into meter. Okay, with 0.40 ampere current. Okay, and the question is asking about what is the magnitude of magnetic field at the center of circular coil. Okay, so we use the formula B is equal to mu naught Ni upon 2R. Okay, by putting the value, because mu naught is 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7, turns are 100, current is 0.40 upon 2 into radius. Okay, then by solving we get magnetic field pi into 10 to the power minus 4 Tesla. Okay. In question number 2, a long wire is given and the question is asking about the magnetic field at a point from the wire. So we use formula for magnetic field for a straight wire. B is equal to mu naught I upon 2 pi R. The current is 35 ampere and the distance is 20 centimeters. So we convert it into meter. Okay, and by solving we get the magnetic field 3.5 into 10 to the power minus 5 Tesla. In question number 3, the formula is same because the question is asking about the magnetic field when the current is flowing from north to south direction horizontally. Then the question is asking about magnetic field at a distance of 2.5 meter towards east. Then we use the formula for straight wire. B is equal to mu naught I upon 2 pi R. By putting the value we get magnetic field 4 into 10 to the power minus 6 Tesla. Now the question asking about the direction of magnetic field. So by applying thumb rule, direction of magnetic field is vertically upward. This is like thumb is downward in the direction of current, then current is downward, so magnetic field is represented by the tips and tips are coming upward, so the magnetic field is vertically upward. Now the question 4 is as question number 3, but the difference is now the current is from east to west and the question is asking about the magnetic field at a distance of 1.5 meter towards south or downward. So we use the formula B is equal to mu naught I upon 2 pi R. By putting the value we get magnetic field 1.2 10 to the power minus 5 Tesla, and by once again applying thumb rule we get the direction from north to south like this. Okay, thumb is in the direction of current, so the magnetic field is from north to south. Okay, And the question number 5 is asking about force per unit length, magnetic force per unit length. We know the formula. F is equal to IPL sin theta. F upon L is the force per unit length. Then the formula is IB sin theta. By putting the value, we get force per unit length 0.6 Newton per meter. Okay.